So standard limits related to e power x. First of all, limit x tends to 0 e power x. Directly replace x with 0, e power 0 is 1. Okay. And limit x tends to 0 e power x by x. Directly replace x with 0. What will happen? E power 0 by 0. As I mentioned, e power 0 is 1, 1 by 0 is infinity. And now limit x tends to 0, e power x minus 1 by x. Here in this case, when you replace directly x with 0, e power 0 minus 1 by 0. E power 0 is 1 minus 1 by 0, which is equals to 0 by 0. And this 0 by 0 is an indeterminate form. When you look, this 1 is acceptable, no problem. Infinity is also acceptable. For a problem, the answer may be infinity, no problem. But if the answer is indeterminate, then that is not correct one, okay? No problem, we'll get an indeterminate answer. Since we are getting indeterminate in the sense, we are thinking in a wrong way. So to correct it, to avoid it, we need to use any one of the logical tools like algebraic forms, calculus discussions, or geometrical ideas, anything. Here, to avoid this, use series expansion. What? Use series expansion. Okay. So here we need to use series expansion of e power x. And before going to mention the series expansion of e power x, first of all, what is e? Okay, what is e power x, and everything. See, I think you all know the name of the mathematician Euler. Okay, his contributions are related to the physics, and his contributions are related to the geometry, and his contributions are related to the calculus also. And by the name of the mathematician Euler, he proposed itself e. He observed a special expansion, okay, and that expansion is this 1 plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube divided by 3 factorial. Here it is x by 1 factorial, okay, plus and so on, infinite terms. See, this is a special expansion, and he named this special expansion as e power x. So at the end, e power x is 1 plus x by 1 factorial plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial and so on. This is just proposed by the mathematician Euler, and by his name we symbolize it as e. Okay, e power x is this expansion. So e power x is this expansion. Actually, what is e? E is basically termed as Euler's constant. How can you calculate e? This is an expansion proposed by Euler, okay? And now you just take x is equals to 1. Actually, this expansion has, this series expansion of infinite terms has a special property. Okay, everything you will get, see, you will learn in calculus, in derivatives and everything, okay? We will discuss in the next chapter again, okay? The specialty is that for this expansion, the derivative is itself. I think you know something about the derivatives. For a function, the derivative is itself. Such function is identified by Euler. This is such function. If you find the derivative of this function, you will get the same thing as your answer. From there, he identified it and he named it as e power x. And now if you take x is equals to 1, what will happen? If you take x is equals to 1, e power 1 is equals to 1 plus x by 1 factorial is 1 by 1 factorial plus 1 square by 2 factorial plus 1 cube by 3 factorial plus and so on. We need to take many terms there, and from there e power 1 is equals to 1 plus 1 by 1 factorial is 1 plus 1 by 2 factorial. 2 factorial means 2. 1 by 2 means 0.5 plus 1 by 3 factorial. I think you know 3 factorial is 6. 1 by 6 is how much? 1 by 6 is approximately 0.1, and then we will get divide 1 with 6, okay? 0.1 and then 40, that's 6, like that. When you add all these things, you will get it as 2.76 approximately. So at the end, e is mentioned as Euler's constant, and its value is in between 2 and 3. Its value is approximately 2.76. We don't have any exact value for e. Why? Because since this series contains infinite terms, So here we will get infinite summations, but approximately 2.76. Okay. So from there we conclude that E is a constant proposed by Euler whose value is in between 2 and 3. Okay. So now here specifically to avoid this indeterminate form, we use series expansion of e power x, which is proposed by Euler. So this is the expansion. Since this is e power x, what is my numerator here? E power x minus 1. I need to solve the problem actually. Then again when you think about the problem, limit x tends to 0, e power x minus 1 by x. E power x is this total expansion. When you send this 1 to the left side, it will become e power x minus 1. So clearly e power x minus 1 is simply nothing but x by 1 factorial means x plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial plus and so on, infinite terms, divided by x. And we need to divide. So when you divide x with every term, you will get it as like this. Limit x tends to 0, x by x is 1, x square by 2 factorial divided by x will become x by 2 factorial, x cube by 3 factorial when divided by x will become x square by 3 factorial plus and so on. Now since we are going to calculate limit x tends to 0, replace x with 0. When you replace x with 0, all these terms will become 0 except the first one. So this answer is what? This is equals to 1 plus 0 and your answer is 1 at the end. So for limit x tends to 0, e power x minus 1 by x is not an indeterminate value, its limit value is 1. And we find that limit value as 1 with the help of Euler's expansion. Okay, and as a situation, as a context, along with the Euler's expansion, I mentioned you about the Euler's constant E also. Okay, E is a number, just like 2, just like 3. E is also a number, but that number is an irrational number because we don't know the number exactly, and approximately its value is 2.76, which is in between 2 and 3. So at the end, this is something about Euler's constant and Euler. But coming to the concept of limits, this is a standard limit whose limit value e power x minus 1 by x is not an indeterminate and its value is simply 1. Okay, have a look. Based on this, again I will give you different problems. Now have a look some simple problems related to this particular standard limit. As we found, limit x tends to 0, e power x minus 1 by x value is 1. This is one standard one. Just memorize it, use it to solve the remaining. The next problem is what? Here I mentioned you that limit z tends to 0, e power z square minus 1 by z square. Its value we need to find. See here completely it is in terms of z square, but as z is tending to 0. See, it is very clear that as z is tending to 0, z means what? Very near value to 0. When you square it, its square is also very near to 0 only. Since z square is very near to 0, as a convenience you just take that z square is equals to some p. Now the problem will become limit z tends to 0 is simply nothing but p tends to 0. Okay, the given problem is in terms of z, but I am trying to convert the problem in terms of p, and my p is z square. So based on z, I need to make everything in terms of p. Since z is tending to 0, p is tending to 0, e power z square is e power p minus 1 by p because it is z square. So again when you look here, this is of this format and its value is directly 1. So limit z tends to 0, e power z square minus 1 by z square is again of the given format, so its value is again 1. And then you just think about the next problem. What is the next one? Limit t tends to 0, e power 4t minus 1 by t. Okay, just think about it. Very simple idea. Limit t tends to 0, e power 4t minus 1 by t. T is a number which is very near to 0. Since t is very near to 0, 2t, 3t, 4t, 5t, any number when multiplied with t, again it is 0 only. Okay, so this problem is simply nothing but limit t tends to 0 can be written as 4t tends to 0. Okay, since t is very much near to 0, 4 times of that t is also very much near to 0 only. e power 4t minus 1 divided by t is given, so but you just make it as 4t and multiply with 4. Now see, just write this 4 out, and now the problem is simply nothing but limit 4 tends to 0 e power 4t minus 1 by 4t. When you look at this format, again it is of the standard limit form and that value is 1. Still, if you have any confusion, again take some other variable like 4t is equals to q, then you will get the same standard format. So this value is 1 from this standard result, and 4 into 1 is 4. So at the end, just observe this, how the value becomes 4, because everything is in the pattern of standard limit, in the form of standard limit, except this denominator. Because here it is 4t, to make the denominator as 4t, we multiplied with 4 and we divide with 4 so that we are getting 4. In the same way, when you think about the next problem, as x is tending to 0, here e power kx, but the denominator is what, x. So to make it as kx, multiply and divide, at the end you will get your answer as k. So finally you can take this also as one of the standard formula. Limit x tends to 0, e power x minus 1 by x is 1. Limit x tends to 0, e power kx minus 1 by x is also k. Okay? So you can take different values in the place of k, and always you will get that k as your answer. Is it right? For suppose if the problem is like this, limit x tends to 0, e power 7x minus 1 by x, then your answer is 7. Is it right? Yeah. And now I have bit C. When you look at problem C, limit x tends to 0, e power ax minus 1 by e power bx minus 1 is the question. Yeah, when you look about this particular format or this particular standard limit, e power kx minus 1 by x, then the answer is k. But here only e power ax minus 1. So we need by x, right? So divide with x, both numerator and denominator. Limit x tends to 0, e power ax minus 1 by x divided by e power bx minus 1 by x. Is there anything wrong? No. Why? Because just I divided both this numerator and denominator with x, then the problem will become like this. As we learned from the algebra of limits, we can easily distribute this limit x tends to 0 for numerator as well as denominator. When you think about the numerator, limit x tends to 0, this format is a, and limit x tends to 0, this format is b, and your answer at the end is a by b. Just think about the problem. Limit x tends to 0, e power ax minus 1 divided by e power bx minus 1. Then its answer is a by b. Okay? Listening is just not enough. Okay? While listening, you need to write, you need to observe so that you can learn. And after learning, you need to identify in each and every situation. If the problem is of in this format, you need to identify it and you need to conclude that the answer as a by b. Okay? Have a look. And I have one more bit. Limit x tends to 0, e power ax minus e power bx by x. So what is its value? Okay? Just think about that problem. That is 12d. Just I will mention here. Just have a look. Yeah, this is the problem now. Limit x tends to 0, e power ax minus e power bx divided by x. See, this is standard limit, right? Whereas this is also standard. So to get this format, I need minus 1 and plus 1. Just as we discussed for 11a, here again you just subtract 1 and then add 1. Limit x tends to 0, e power ax minus 1 minus e power bx plus 1 divided by x. So the same denominator and this for numerator, subtract 1 and add 1. Then this is equals to limit x tends to 0, e power ax minus 1, and from these two terms you just common out minus. Okay? Minus of e power bx minus 1 divided by x. Now distribute this limit for two terms, the denominator x for two terms, then what will happen? Limit x tends to 0, e power ax minus 1 by x minus limit x tends to 0, e power bx minus 1 by x. And this is of the regular format whose value is a and that is b. So at the end your answer for this particular problem is what? A minus B. So always if you identify a problem of this format like limit x tends to 0, e power ax minus e power bx by x, one way is solving completely like this to get a minus b. Other way is direct way of identification. Okay. See, the direct way of identification usually saves your time. Okay. Because in examination you won't get these type of simple problems directly. But to solve different problems, you need to identify these formats, okay, which will occur in the meanwhile of problem solving. At the end, related to this particular standard limit, this is one more idea, and this is another idea like a by b, and this is another one. Just have a look.